So hey guys, anyway, now I'm back for the high school edition of how I used to do my makeup. Okay, so pretty much it was kind of sort of basically the same thing, and I've got to talk about my ensemble here. Because this is the kind of stuff I used to wear in high school. I used to wear multiple necklaces. I don't have the actual one necklace I wish I had, which was my little link of balls that I used to take and have around my neck. And then I used to have like a multitude of just gel bracelets that would take and pretty much just go all the way down my wrist, and I thought they were the most awesome thing in the world. My mother hated them, and I actually let her cut them up one year because I knew she hated them. And then it was, for some reason, me and my best friend, and she's still actually my best friend today, we would take and go through and we would like re-pierce our ears like every week. So we eventually had like 3 ear piercings right here, and then I even got like a weird one and like right here on my ear, and it's closed up now, so I'd have an earring in it, and the second earring hole I have is closed up because I very rarely ever wear earrings. So I'm gonna take and just tell you that pretty much in high school I was so cool. But anyway, I'm going to pretend I was so cool. But I used to like wear a lot of oversized dress shirts and just ties because I thought that was like the height of female fashion. And as I'm talking, I'm going to go ahead and start doing this. It's the same kind of makeup because, you know, as far as my face went, I pretty much did the same thing. I just wasn't whiting out my lips, but I pretty much did the same thing. And it was, again, just the finger or a really old, dingy sponge. And I don't even have those sponges anymore. And I'm not using a blender because that's cheating. So, anyway, this was like the height of, like, just fashion was, you know, like this Annie Hall type thing. Even though I had no clue who Annie Hall was back in high school. But I'll pretend I did. So I was trying so hard to take and be one of these goth kids. And, you know, when I was in high school, the goth kids, what they would do is they would actually go to Hot Topic and they would buy all their clothes. Well, my mother, she was kind of more of a traditional mother, and, you know, never had one of her kids be the weird kid until I got into high school. Well, I was kind of always a weird kid, but I really let my freak flag fly when I got into high school. So it was like, instead of being able to go to Hot Topic and get these cool pants, what I did, because I always wanted those ones that drug the floor, you know what I'm talking about? They're like these big, huge parachute type pants. Well, what I did is that since my mom only gave me maybe about $10-15 a week for doing like a whole week of chores, what I would do is I'd just go raid my father's cabinet and I would steal his jeans. So it was, here I was kind of tiny back then. Here I was, just this little high school kid, and I'm wearing my father's jeans with this belt. And it's like just this huge baggy type thing. And then it's like I'm just wearing a regular like muscle shirt, or I'm wearing like something like this I stole from my father's cabinet. And I was pretending that that was the height of my fashion. And it was kind of like, you know, my mother went through multiple like, what are you wearing? And I still just kept wearing that. That's all I would want to wear. And then it was, she started buying me like these army fatigue like pants, and I actually wish I still had those pants because those pants were like super cool. And, you know, now I don't have those pants anymore, and I wish I did, but I don't have those pants anymore. And then it was like she started buying me Jinkos, which, if you know anything, back in the early millennia, late 90s, Jinkos was the shit. Okay, if you didn't own a pair of Jinkos, you were a dork. And it was lucky for me, my brother was having a hard time adjusting in school. So what she did is, while he was in middle school and I was in high school, I would tell her about how I wanted Jinkos. Well, this is when eBay first started becoming popular. So what she did is that she went on eBay and she would start getting us these really cool custom Jinkos. So these Jinkos, she got them for us, and you know, pretty much that was my style. It was a pair of Jinkos and usually a dress shirt or another type of shirt. I loved the video game shirts. So it's like I would go to Hot Topic and I would blow my $20 a week on a Hot Topic shirt, which pretty much took up everything that I had. And it was like sometimes I would get jewelry, sometimes I would just get clothes. So yeah, and it was like I drove my mother nuts. And it was finally, I think it was my senior year, she actually took me clothes shopping with her, where we went into Hot Topic, and she actually got me some of the cool Hot Topic pants. Hot Topic really never sold Jinko, they sold a brand called Trip. Now, Jinkos, honestly, they were better than Trip, and the Trip pants, they would always be like some kind of shitty material. Well, she finally took me in there, and she finally got me these Trip pants. And it was like she got me multiple pairs of it, and I was just like, oh my god, my mom's so cool. So I finally did that and just admitted that her kid was weird. And it was, you know, I wind up taking and I wind up kind of sort of coming into my own, because, you know, I showed you the me from middle school, and I was kind of like, I didn't really have any friends. And then it was like when I just accepted my freak flag and realized how weird I was, that's when I like just started accruing a ton of friends. And it wasn't like, you know, I went out and I partied all the time, but it was like in senior year, that's when I got my first real boyfriend, and I didn't know how to do makeup still, but I got a little bit better at how I wanted to look. But anyway, I was a little bit more adventurous, and I stopped doing the huge, like, black eye thing. So, I mean, it was like, I started experimenting with purple. So, purple became my favorite color when I was in high school and middle school, and it kind of was. And I forgot to mention, when I was in middle school, I was so weird. I remember I had these ugly purple pajamas. And what I would do is I would wear these pajamas to school. And it was like I would pretend that I was a cool kid or that I had fancy pajamas, because, you know, I would just wear my pajamas to school. I was freaking crazy. I don't know what was wrong with me, but I would just wear my pajamas to school. And then it was in high school, I just really came into my own and realized I was a weird kid. And I still wore pajama bottoms to school, but it wasn't as crazy as my middle school pajamas, because for some reason I just thought they were like the world's coolest pajamas, and that, you know, people would just be like, oh my god, she's so edgy, she's wearing pajamas to school. And it never was. You know, most people they didn't really give a shit. But yeah, so it was pretty much that. So how I started my day in high school, what I would do is, in senior year, I would pretty much take whatever I had left from my allowance, and I would go and I would get a huge bottle of Dasani that was like that big. I mean, it was pretty much like, I think, a liter, or maybe even 2 liters, probably a liter. And I started using brushes in my senior year, because I think one of my aunts gave me a brush set for either my birthday or or Christmas. I mean, it was a really cheap brush set, but I still used it pretty much just to take and do my makeup. What I would love to see is my best friend, Danielle. I'd love to see her take and do her rendition of how she used to do her makeup in high school and middle school, because her makeup was so much more outlandish than mine. And it was, yeah. I would just do that because I couldn't do a cat eye, and I still really can't do a cat eye, so I'm not going to pretend I can do a cat eye. It was kind of like a cheap smoky eye I would do. And it was, I mean, I just can't realize, I didn't realize how much makeup I actually wore in high school. Because nowadays, I mean, I really don't wear much at all. But I still did this huge waterline underneath the eye. And the thing is that I've got small eyes as it is, and I would still just do it this way. But anyhow, okay. That look right? No. I need more. And I was like, I do actually have a few pictures, which I'm gonna have to put up here to show you guys how I used to look in school. And it was like I had my most favorite sweater, and I have no idea what happened to it now. I would like to think I didn't get rid of it because I love this sweater so much. And it was what I called my poet sweater, because what it was this sweater I would wear, and it came up to here, and it wasn't exactly a turtleneck, but it wasn't not a turtleneck. It was like this, it looked like a poet sweater. If you've ever like seen one of those movies where they do the snapping when they do the reeds, that was how this sweater, that's how this sweater was. And it was like, I thought honestly it was the coolest sweater in the world. And I would just like try to wear this sweater as much as possible. And it's like, then I forget to mention that I wound up having an incident the first day of my high school existence. And I wind up having this really, really nasty girl. She came up to me, and I was wearing this really cute little dress. And what she did is she turned around and she started making fun of me in this dress. She was like, oh, look, you can see your stockings. Look at Shannon's stockings. And she really made me so paranoid that my 9th grade year, like majority of it, I would just wear this huge, heavy, this huge, heavy winter coat all throughout the year, just to take and hide my body because she made me that paranoid. So, in my high school years, I started experimenting with my eyebrows. Now, the thing is that you can see I've got pretty much a decent sized eyebrow, but in high school, I plucked them so thin that I had to go in with them and I had to shape them up, because I would have like my eyebrows start pretty much like right here. I would have like no eyebrow. So I had to like start doing that, and my mother, she would get on me and say, You're making them too thin, Shannon. You're making them too short. You got to start right here. You should try to have an arch in it. So it's like I was sitting there trying to do all this stuff, and I was like just pulling all the hair out of my eyebrows. So I used to take and go in and just darken them up. So it's like it's not hugely dark, but I used to just go in and darken them up. And my child has misplaced my mascara, but I'm not worried about it. So go here, and that's what I would do. I wouldn't do lipstick. I really never did lipstick, and that's how I would do it. But anyway, on to the hair now. So I don't have any scrunchies, but I just gotta say this, is that pretty much after the whole fiasco of getting my hair completely cut off, my whole goal at that point was I was never going to get my hair cut again. And I made that decision. I'm never going to get my hair cut again. So I just had this long, massive hair by the time that I got into my senior year, that it was just so heavy that I would break just bands. And yeah, so pretty much what I would do is I would actually not just do one scrunchie. I don't have any scrunchies, but I have hair ties. I would just do, I wouldn't do one scrunchie. I had to do like 2, maybe to 3 scrunchies because of how massive my hair was. And for some reason, I still insisted on doing almost my hair as completely slicked back as I possibly could. So I would do something like this, and I would tie it back as tight as I could. Don't ask me why. I've got a school ID picture where I'm pretty much just got this huge face, and then I've got like this string of necklace going across there, and I'm just like, I'm so cute. And it's like, you know, not even realizing how big my head looked. And then I would take right here, and either I would just go like that and leave like that little Chinese bun back there, even though I have no Asian in my family whatsoever. But yeah, I would either do that, or I would take and just grab my massive hair and just wrap it multiple times, just around the rubber band, and then I would go in and just leave it in a bun like that. That right there is everyday hair care Shannon. And yeah, that's just what I would do. And then it's like pretty much I would not eat during the day. I would just like avoid school lunches because, you know, I was obviously too angsty to have school lunches. So I would like maybe just steal a french fry or 2 until I got home at 2:15, and then I would actually, I got hair out, and that shit would have never flew in high school because I couldn't have any hair down. I had to have it all completely up in my bun, because if I didn't, it wasn't right. So then it was like, just stopped eating. And then it's like when I was driving, me and my girlfriend, we would rock out to Alien Ant Farm or Korn or Slipknot before we went to school. And it's like, you know, we just thought we were the coolest people in the world, and we were part of the photography club or the photography class where we would go out in the woods and we would, like, you know, sneak a cigarette here and there. Sorry, Mom. But we would sneak a cigarette here and there, and then we just thought we were edgy. So it's like I even found my school ring, and I'm wearing my school ring, and one of my school ring sides is Gemini. So yeah, and then the other side is for art. But that is my school ring right there. So it's kind of, I can still wear it on the hand I'm supposed to wear it on. So I mean, this is pretty much, this was everyday high school Shannon. And I will find the picture of me and my best friend, and I will post it up there to take and show you guys my favorite sweater and how I used to wear my hair and my makeup on the daily. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, if you're watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I kind of actually enjoyed this little walk down memory lane. And Danny, I hope that you do one, because I would love to see that glitter eyeshadow back.